Hello, cherished viewers. Welcome back to Ninja Art Chronicles. Do well to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring the bell icon so that you will be the first to be notified when we drop amazing videos. Now, let's dive right back into the video.
Unesco World Heritage Sites in Nigeria related to art and culture. Benin Osun-Osogbo Sacred, a 6,500 kilometers square cluster of community earthworks run for about 16,000 kilometers in the Benin rainforest zone. The core of this cluster consists of tightly packed small settlement enclosures with narrow cordon sanitaires no man's lands and date back to about the c. 8th AD. On the periphery, the earthworks have larger, wider-spaced primary enclosures including that of Benin itself, much broader cordon sanitaires and date up to about the c. 15th AD. Further west, around Ijbu Ode, a 15 meters deep, 150 kilometers earthwork, is apparently an extension of the same technique depicting a later stage of socio-political development in an adjacent culture. Old Oyo is the site of a large city deserted in about 1837 AD. The old palace compound and a past water reservoir lie within the 200 ha area enclosed by a 7.5 km long wall. Two concentric outer walls with ditches, L8 and 28 km long, enclose nearly 3,000 ha. 1/3 of this is covered by the ruins of past mud buildings, and 1/3 by sherd scatters presumed to have occurred under more ephemeral housing. Guardhouses in the wall gateways, wells, cisterns, and grinding hollows provide parallel evidence of a very extensive past settlement. The mud block construction of the old walls is best exemplified on a 16 km long wall loop, which encloses a further 2,000 ha. Kwayambana and Orningi. Kwayambana ruins lie on and around a twin-peaked granite inselberg in what has been, until very recently, a relatively inaccessible area of the Kwayambana Game Reserve. The well-preserved mud structures are enclosed by a 5 to 7 meter high bank and ditch, which becomes a mud block wall with loopholes where the circular town wall passes over bare rock, and is a natural coursed rubble wall along many other sections. There are some low free stone walls enclosing the steep hillside, and several level sites where houses may have been constructed. Oban Hills Korup. The Oban Hills rainforest lies in the southern section of the Cross River National Park of southeastern Nigeria and adjoin the Korup National Park in western Cameroon. The steep side hills are covered in ancient biafran-type rainforest. A neck between village enclaves serves as a crucial link between two sections of the Oban Hills. Niger Delta mangroves. The Niger Delta is fringed by a deep belt of mangrove forest, which protects vast areas of freshwater swampland in the inner delta. The trees and roots provide rich habitats for a wide range of flora and fauna, much of which is only just beginning to be understood. Gashaki-Gumti National Park. Nigeria's largest and most diverse national park is set amidst spectacular scenery with Nigeria's highest peaks, Chapel Wadi, the Mountain of Death at 2,400 meters, and Chapel Hendu, Mountain of Wind at 230 meters. The vegetation consists of an intricate patchwork of Guinea savanna, gallery forest, montane forest, and montane grassland. Traditional lore serves to protect some of the highest populations of primates in West Africa, including chimpanzees. Other fauna include the giant forest hog, leopard, lion, hippopotamus, buffalo, hartebeest, yellow-backed duiker, and an abundance of bird life. Oak Idaner Hill. Oak Idaner Hill consists of high plain with spectacular valleys interspersed with inselbergs of about 3,000 ft above sea level. Its physical attributes include Owa's Palace, shrines, Old Court, Belfry, Agboigan footprint, Thunder Water Omi Iopara, and burial mounds and grounds. It also has diverse and variegated ecosystems of flora and fauna. Oak Idaner contains very important biophysical and landform features whose interaction with the physical features created an enduring cultural landscape within the setting. The hill is also plays host to a group of scientists and field researchers. The site is home to a group of bats, and the people hold a unique festival of bats every year. The hill is being used by filmmakers as location for many of their films. In addition, the one and only Nobel Prize winner for literature in Africa, Professor Wole Soyinka, wrote his longest poem titled Idaner and Other Poems. Erichku Long Juju Slave Route Cave Temple Complex. There is a 6-foot gully, though now covered in a thicket, that leads into the ancient cave temple. This is the main oracular shrine of Ibn Akpabi, and by which stands as if on guard the cult statue of Kamalu, the warrior god. The site also contains an altar, which is the kitchen area. A waterfall, the loud sound of which from a distance is regarded as the prophetic voice of Ibn Akpabi. There is also the throne of judgment, the dark presence, the holy of holies. Those who were found guilty walked into dark tunnels, and those found innocent returned to their relatives. Other features include a hill of rags. That is the place where the condemned were required to undress and leave their clothes before they disappeared into the tunnels around the Hill of Rags. There is also the Tunnel of Disappearance, which is the dark tunnels into which the victims disappeared. At the site can be found the Red River, where it is said that as the victims disappear, the arrow would color the river red to give people the impression that the condemned has died. And the red water flowing down the stream would be a sign to the relatives that the victims were dead. Yet another feature is the an outlet from where the victims now blindfolded walk to Osun-Osogbo, the European beach, which later became the government beach, and from there, waiting boats took the enslaved to Calabar for onward transmission to Alabaki. Ancient Kano City Walls and Associated Sites. Ancient Kano City Wall is a 14 km radius earth structure. While associated sites are made up of these features: Dala Hills, Kermi Market, and Emir's Palace. The ancient Kano City walls were built in order to provide security to the growing population. The foundation for the construction of the wall was laid by Sakri Jijamasu from 195–134 and was completed in the middle of 14th century during the reign of Zamnagawa. In the 16th century, the walls were further extended to their present position. The gates are as old as the walls and were used to control movement of people in and out of the city, though most of them are largely in ruins. Dala Hill is an archaeological site of an ancient settlement dating back to the 10th century AD. It is the source of the evolution of Kano City and a vital reference point in the development of Hausa kingdoms, societies, and cultures which greatly influenced the early indigenous civilizations in the savanna zone of the Western African sub-region. Kermi Market is one of the oldest and largest local market in Africa. It used to serve as an international market where North African and some European goods were exchanged for domestic goods through trans-Saharan trade. The market was, and still is, laid out in lanes. Each lane consists of traders who trade in identical good, e.g. leatherwork, textiles, iron and brass work, spices, etc. That's all for today's video. Please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for latest videos. Thanks for watching.